Hello, lovelies. Hello, beautiful people. We should be live. Just give me a second to sort the things out. Right. So it's all looking good. It's everything it is working properly. So with that said, today is going to be the weekly for May 9th up until the May 15th, 2022. And before I jump to the 12 star signs, let's do the traditional collective reading. I don't know why I'm always trying to say cumulative while it is a collective. It's kind of like struggling to find the right words. Hey, Angela. Well, I'm quite okay for what it seems. Well, I'm always gonna say that should I have no health issues, because the only thing that can really bother me it's health issues. Oh, and issues with the law as well, because I do value my freedom and I don't want to lose it under any circumstances. That's why I'm trying to the best of my abilities to be a law-abiding citizen. Yeah, I do hope that everybody is doing well as well. I don't want to see anybody, or I don't wish anyone to have a rough time. So with that said, the collective, the first card for the week, that is going to be the Page of Swords, followed by the second card of the week, which stands as the Four of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Hermit, and that is going to be a very interesting week. Hello, Darren. Welcome to the channel. First time I'm seeing you around. I hope you do enjoy the show. So the Hermit, this card shows that it's going to be very, very interesting week. And the final one, that is going to be the Moon. So the result of this is interesting circumstances are going to be a narrative or a direction that we are gonna take on, which is exactly where we are meant to head on. Take it as this week. Take it as you do have a vertebrae which is kind of like popped off its place, and now you are adjusting it through, I don't know, through a chiropractic procedure. Okay, so that is the manifestation of the week itself. So what is going out of the ordinary, it's gonna snap into its place one more time, and it's literally is gonna go in its meant to develop way rather than a natural, because we may try to build it natural in a certain way, but that is not the way it's meant to go forward with. Hello, Gabriel. I suppose you are in Australia as well, since you are saying good morning. But good morning to you too. And Ginger, welcome to the stream as well. So with that said, the whole topic of the week, or the whole environment of the week, is going to be more or less on the edge and rather stressful. We can see that with the Page of Swords. Okay, with the Page of Swords. And additionally to it, we can see it into the Four of Pentacles, which is into the second position. And through those circumstances, through those events, we are going to start feeling like we are losing a ground under our feet. It's going to feel like less and less the decisions we are the most obvious to take, or rather like the right choices are not ours to make. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost gonna feel like somebody or something else, it is dictating how we should go on forward, okay, with our love life, with I don't know, with our career as well. And a big reason for that could be that we have either deceived ourselves up until this moment, or we were trying to deny, or we are living in a denial, which is the more appropriate thing to say, or rather like it is the more the more plausible case that many of us can experience, and that comes with the Four of Pentacles, because this card shows what truly holds us back. And everybody who is a little bit into tarot, the very least, knows the key word to the Four of Pentacles, which is the comfort zone. So those circumstances are going to be outside of our comfort zone, and this comfort zone is going to hold us back. And everyone who is trying to go against the current in attempt to be in the comfort zone, it's in denial. That's the easiest way how you can explain it. So should that be the case, though, huge burst into the bubbles we can expect throughout this week. It is just, you know, there are going to be those circumstances we just cannot deny any longer. By the way, Ella, thank you so much for your $20 support. Thank you, Ella. And Ginger as well, thank you so much for your $20 as well. You both girls, make sure you do stick around up until the end to receive your personalized reading for the transit. While Ella, you do have a specific inquiry, so you're going to have your reading over that inquiry. Let me just put it in. All right. So thank you guys, thank you again. Right, so yeah, huge bursts into a bubbles. We are going to realize basically that we can't just, you know, live in denial any longer for one or another reason. And what takes place afterwards, it is the approach to what it is going on, instead of emotionally, with a wisdom and intelligence. And actually receiving this affliction, or at least at the first glance affliction, being a blessing actually in disguise. And in fact, should we decide to approach it that way, it will be a long lasting thing, and it's going to be a good thing for us, because it's going to lead us directly to the position we are meant to be at. So should we be meant to be, for example, happy, these are the circumstances which are gonna get us there, and that's why this is another reason why we should not struggle against them. Should we are meant to be loved, well, these are the circumstances which are gonna make us be that way. Should we be meant to be successful in our job, these are the circumstances which are gonna meant to feel and be that way again. However, those circumstances are gonna be in a conflict either with what we're trying to do or with ourselves in general. So don't go against the current, guys. That's my this is my appeal to all of you. Mattia, thank you so much for your $10 as well support. Make sure you do also stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading over the week. Thank you, Mattia. So with that said, guys, moving into the 12 star signs. But before I do so, let me explain you how the stream is going to work out. So for everyone who is new, within these live streams or shows, whichever way you prefer to call them, I will do 12 readings, each one for each star sign, starting from Aries, going forward, ending up with Pisces. I am doing it that way. I know that Aries are always displeased, because they're always first, and people who are Aries that are coming up later, they just, you know, they have no reason to watch the live show. Or Pisces are always last because they have to wait through the whole thing so they can hear their star signs. Yeah, I can't just please everybody, so I decided to keep it that way into the astrological order. At least you, by keeping it that way, you have a pretty good reference to navigate yourself when the live stream becomes a video. Also within this live stream, 3 of you guys are gonna get a free reading from me. All that you gotta do in order to participate into it and to win a free reading is to stick up until I do announce a break. And when I do announce a break, I will give you about 5 minutes to ask your question into the comments down below. And after those 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of you guys, one of these questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. This isn't going to be just only one card reading. Depends on the question. I'm going to choose a spread, and I'm going to go by this this spread. And for anyone who wishes to have a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. And finally, anyone who supports the channel and the stream, me, Pisces Moonbeam as well, through Super Chat, you are going to get your reading at the end of the stream, regardless are you picked or not for those free readings. Yeah, some people also like to watch it throughout the whole thing. Hello, Anna. Glad to have you around. You know what is funny, Pisces Moonbeam? I have those kind of like, and I said it many times, I have those kind of like a conflicting feedback. Some people love to hear me talking, and they don't care what I am saying. It's just like my accent, I guess. Okay, and they're sticking throughout the whole thing just because of it. Some people can't stand my accent. They are asking me to sign up for a English school so I learn how to pronounce, I don't know, words correctly. I have no idea. Why would you say such a thing, you know? But in any way, hey, Treehouse, welcome to the stream. First time seeing you here as well. I hope you do enjoy the show. Pisces Moonbeam, thank you for the $3 Canadian, which are for Karen. Make sure, Karen, that as usual, you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading. It's superb. That's a weird word to kind of like to use. I would say it's good, it's excellent, superb. I wouldn't use the word, but if you say so, you know, guilty as charged. All right, so starting up with Aries now, the first card for Aries, this is going to be the Eight of Wands, guys. Oh, by the way, many people were asking me, what is this tarot deck that I'm using? It's called Novo. Oh my god, it's so bad. I'm so bad pronouncing it. Just hold on a second, I'm gonna show it to you. I'm not sponsored by the deck, you know. It's just a gorgeous deck, and everybody who is doing tarot, and you know, it follows the Rider Waite tarology. You can definitely use that deck. This is how it's called, Art Nouveau. I believe this is how you do pronounce it, French. I learned how to pronounce Sarah's surname, so I guess I am doing good job with this one as well. But that's the deck. It's really beautiful one. And well, thank you, Annabelle. Thank you so much. No, Gina, you haven't missed Virgo at all. We're just starting up here. Right, so Aries, first one, that is going to be the Eight of Wands, followed by the Ace of Swords. Moving on next, that is going to be the Queen of Cups. Novo. Well, yeah, Novo. This is how I said it. I don't understand. The Queen of Cups. And the final one for you guys, for you Aries, we have the Eight of Swords. For a Pisces Moonbeam, $5. Thank you so much, Karen. Pisces Moonbeam, I have your question, okay? And even if you didn't ask me about what's, or didn't kind of like send me what's nouveau, nouveau. Oh my god, the French is so weird. I'm not saying bad, it's just weird, okay? At least to me. It's so weird. Oh, Pisces Moonbeam, hold on a second. Right, okay. Let me draw one more card for the Queen of Cups. We do have the Nine of Pentacles. We do have the Nine of Pentacles here for the Queen of Cups, all right? Oops. Nine of Pentacles. Right, so this, you got it. Nuva. Oh my God. So weird. So we have for you, Aries, a passive friends as a elemental dignity, and that's a person which is going to be around you throughout this week. And in fact, that's a person that it is unconditionally standing next to you or standing beside you through all that you are going to go through throughout the week. And you ain't going to go through a bad things, although that is kind of like conditional. And why is conditional? Because of the Ace of Swords into the second position. Now, the Ace of Swords into the second position, it does speaks about truths, but truths which you will kind of like have a rather difficult time to keep in. All right, these are things which you are just gonna be compelled to divulge, whether through talking through somebody or just sharing them into the internet, right? Or just in an innocent conversation. Sometime at some point you will kind of like feel compelled to say something you're not supposed to say, and this literally is going to blast away the beautiful and I would say the pleasant experience that you are going to have throughout the week otherwise. Another way how we can look at those cards by observing these two, okay, which are the Eight of Wands with the Ace of Swords. Eight of Wands, this is your environment. And your environment is going to be very carefree in a sense of that you will have opportunities left, right, and center. I mean, if you do want to go out, you will have multiple people to choose from. If you do want to bury yourself in work, you will have multiple projects to choose from which one you want to undertake. If you do want to go out and date, that card gives you few options or multiple options for you to choose from as well. And having the Ace of Swords there into the second position, it's divulging those options available into the people into your environment. And that is because people were jealous. You know, people sometimes, even those who are labeling themselves being your friends, most of them would rather prefer you being worse than they are. That's kind of the truth, and it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know, so it's very important to keep your mouth shut, especially for a sensitive information, and especially about opportunities you have which you haven't concealed yet, all right? You haven't consolidated on them. Ginger, thank you so much for your 11 US dollars. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end as well, Ginger, where you're gonna get your personalized reading over the week. Or for the week, that is. I don't know why I'm always saying over, but it is a for the week. Now, and that is as far as it goes for you, Aries, the environment. Very important. Keep your mouth shut. Say as little as you can. Remember, dignity does not dictate the whole truth to be told. You just have to say what is absolutely necessary and keep the rest for yourself. So challenging, isn't it? Eh? But you have to. And I know that Pisces Moonbeam, I know that you are Aries rising, and I know how you do behave in certain situations. And I will tell you, if you are able to do that, okay, if you are able to withstand this urge within this upcoming week, oh my God, you will deserve a medal. All right, you will deserve a freaking medal. Right, so what is the most interesting thing here for you, Aries? It is this individual that we do have, the Queen of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles. So that is like I said, a person who is standing by your side no matter what. I mean, you can have a big scandal, you know, you can tell them that you don't want to see them anymore. They're going to be always they're going to be always your shadow, right? This person deeply cares for you, deeply loves you as well. It doesn't have to be, although a romantic love, although a possible to be, okay? It could go both ways. It could be motherhood or friendship love as well. And as far as it stands, if you are within the, if you maintain yourself within the environment of this person, it's very likely that through this person you will have your leap into development, whether love development or whether a business development. And once that happens, guys, the Eight of Swords manifests. An Eight of Swords, in this particular case, it is when you see things outside of the box. I don't know how to, well, Eight of Swords manifests through a self-imposed limitations. You are limiting yourself, for example, to take on one opportunity or another because of, I don't know, reasons, okay? Because of a criterias, because of maybe ideals as well, or maybe resources. But now, through the cooperation with the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, which are, like I said, a passive friends, you will have those. You will have no reason to keep up with those limitations any longer. And once those limitations falls down, then you will have so much more to accomplish, and it is up to you to decide how, when, and where you would want to accomplish it in love life and in career. Now, on the other hand, if you go against all that I said, then the Eight of Swords manifests like a conflict in a sense of misunderstandings. You try to explain yourself, nobody understands you. That Queen of Cups, which is a person, like I said, that loves you, tries to get through to you. You do not understand them as well, you know, what they're coming, where they're coming from, what they want to say, why they want to do it as well, and it's going to be a terrible experience. Right, so that was Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. The mix can't do anything. I would love to be witness, or to witness what I said right now. All right, so Taurus, first one, we do have the moon for you guys, followed by Page of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Five of Pentacles. And the fourth one, that is going to be the Ten of Cups. So we do have a good finisher. Okay, we do have a good finisher. Oh no, I don't gamble. Okay, I am not a gambler. I don't make wages. The catalyst to the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, that's not a good catalyst to the Page of Pentacles. We do have the Magician, so these two form a passive enemies. Okay, they do form passive enemies. Oh my God, Taco, I'm so sorry, man. I mean, what brought you to that? I just started like this. Thank you so much for your $22. I will do a reading for you, yeah. But what brought you to that? I mean, they just happen to start to happen. And are you sure that they are stomach? Have you got checked? Have you got checked? Because you know, when your abdominal hurts, you don't really know what it is. I mean, it could be anything. It's just with the abdominal pains, you always have to go to a doctor immediately, like, because it could be literally anything. So, Taurus, a rough week ahead of you guys. Really, really rough one. That is because of these two cards which are coming. Let me show it to you like this. Okay, so these first three cards, the whole three of them. So what I do suspect that is gonna happen, it is that someone that you completely keep into your friendship zone is gonna start to act very inappropriately, and we can see that in this position, right? In this position, so the Page of Pentacles with the Magician, and they will simply going to behave like being more than friends, you know what I mean? They will probably gonna ask to be intimate with you or closer to you and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like they will try to show devotion, but in the same time, instead of being devoted, they will be more stifling than kind of like devoted to you, that is, which by the way is gonna cause a very big emotional discomfort, for the lack of a better word. Not just only because you do have somebody who is constantly kind of like trying to constrain, not just only constrain, but let's say control your environment, but also because you do consider this person a friend, and now it seems that they were a friend with you, with the hope one day that they can get to your into your pants, and they do feel that the day is coming, and that's why their behavior starts to become a bit more aggressive, you know, hinty, kind of like I don't know, sending you, for example, hearts and kisses through chats, you know, and it's just a friend of yours, and just, oh my god, what in the world, right? But in the same time, it's yeah, it's a bit discouraging. And so throughout the whole week, you will have to put up with that kind of behavior, and it's going to be a bit of a it's going to be a bit of a problem to you. I don't have much more to say to you than that. So the best way how you can handle the situation actually is seen here into the third card, which is the Five of Pentacles. And this card simultaneously shows why this person activated right now, okay, and as well it shows how you can handle the situation. Well, it activated the that behavior because you did something or you said something that they consider this is a green light for them, okay? Either you were way too kind with them, or you said something like, you know, they made you a favor, or they did something and you said, you know, I love you, whatever, but it was just, you know, a phrase. It wasn't meant to sound like, you know, a real intimate love, right? But nonetheless, they took it that way, and now you will have to put up with this advance that they are doing. So what you can do in order to hold on a second, guys, because I am a bit distracted. Right. So what you can do in order to overcome this is to change the style you address this person. And yeah, you have to grow colder to them, because having the Magician there, what you need to be warned of, it is that this person will never gonna be able to love you for who you are. Okay, they have some kind of imagination, or they are imagining certain type of relationship, they are imagining some kind of a narrative or narration, which can never happen, because, you know, you do have your own character, you do have your own virtues and afflictions as well, and it's just they can put up with the virtues but not with the afflictions, and therefore, you know, even if you do give it a go by some reason, which I don't know which one that reason is going to be, things, at least according to my tarot cards, are not gonna work out. So it's kind of like you have to put a clear barrier in between you and this individual. And by the way, because the moon card is into the first position, should you be single, you are getting very, very close to somebody you are meant to have some kind of a connection with. Okay, I don't know if this is going to develop into a marriage or romance or anything, but definitely the moment is approaching that you will have some kind of an interaction or communicate, I don't know how to put it into words, yeah, a relationship with a somebody that you don't know yet. Okay, that person is yet to come. And should you put up with the lifestyle, okay, or kind of like change the style you are addressing that's friend of yours, then the week is going to end up in a rather very good terms. You are going to be pleased with the results. Here we do have the 10 of Cups. So you're going to be pleased with the results and in generally how you are finding yourself into the end of the week, and that you will be relieved to know that you have put up this issue behind your back. Right, so that was for Taurus. Moving next, we do have Gemini. Yeah, what is your pay? If it is the side of your abdominal, it could be kidney. All right, Debbie. Thank you so much for your $3 support. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get your personalized reading for the week. So hold on a second. Okay. And Danny, thank you so much for your $9. 10 actually, $10. Thank you, Danny. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end as well, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the week. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Right, so Aries. No, Aries, Gemini. Sorry. So for Gemini, the first card, that is going to be the Six of Pentacles, followed by the second one of the Ace of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Eight of Pentacles. And the final one, that is going to be the Page of Cups. Really interesting reading. Hold on. Oh, give me a moment here, guys. Yeah. Hey, Empress Queen. It's great. Things are going great. This is such a weird thing from Tarot to kind of tell you that you have to put up your shenanigans aside right now and actually take on the real deal. Okay, such a weird way. And I do know why they're doing it. I mean, through those cards, because it's not actually a new beginning. So let me explain you the situation. Uh, right, so take it that you, Gemini, are trying to push up something, right? Some kind of an enterprise, whether it is within your love life or within your career. And right now, that enterprise isn't really working out very well for you. In fact, it's kind of like it's in halt, right? It's kind of like hitting a wall. But what those cards here are showing it is that a time ago, I don't know if it was a long time ago or recent time ago, whichever way, you planned another thing, you planned an enterprise, you do plan some kind of endeavor or an effort, and now you have to switch the gears into the upcoming week. Instead of trying to, to push up or to push forward, that enterprise, the current enterprise, which is not kind of like working out very well, it will be best if you kind of leave it aside, at least for now, and initiate the plan you have developed or the preparations you have made. It could be as well preparations. You have made certain preparations, but you have left them for whatever reason, and now it's time for you, or rather like within this week, it's going to be beneficial for you to come back to those preparations or these plans and just initiate them. And in time, this enterprise you have right now, which can't be developed into the upcoming week, is gonna have its moment, literally. Okay, it's just right now, it's not the moment of this enterprise. So there is no point struggling into an endeavor which you can't do much about. Instead, you can redirect your efforts into something way more productive. Something, like I said, you have planned or prepared for a long time ago, or for a quite of a long time. And the result of all that is going to be a rather very huge change, which is going to start looming on the horizon. In fact, here with the Page of Cups, by the end of the week, you are going to be emotionally content for the future. Okay, for the first time, or rather like for a very long time, you now are going to be, irrelevant for the irritating details of the situations you are finding yourself at, whether in career or whether in your love life, because you are going to be emotionally content by the overview. You are going to be, in fact, emotionally related to the overview, which is going to allow you to change attitude, positions, priorities, mindsets, even grow spiritually if that's the thing you want to do. And you cannot have a better environment to do it. So or rather, like, you can, but this is one of the best. Okay, with the Six of Pentacles. The only better one would be the Hierophant, but Six of Pentacles would do. And basically, you are in an environment where everything is going to be within its place. So the hierarchy is going to be brought to bear. And in our country, we say every frog should know its swamp. Okay, so literally, no one and nothing is gonna mess up with your things, and you are gonna be free, to do your thing in the world. So it's a great week. But you just have to, you must have this awareness for emergency, right? I mean, one thing does, or critical decision making, I believe it's how you call it, when you do realize that there is no point trying to push this thing over. But you know what? I have planning something back in the past, right? So now that I do have a free time on my hands, while I'm not going to try to push what cannot be pushed forward, I can develop this thing, right? And yeah, it's going to work out for you really well. Empress Queen, thank you so much for your $5 support. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you're gonna have your free, not free, it's not free, but where you're gonna have your weekly reading and use the Vaughan. I believe that that's a French as well, isn't it? Thank you for your £5. Make sure that you do stick around, and it is your birthday today. Happy birthday, News Devon. Happy birthday. I'm not gonna sing the song, because actually when I sing it's a bit dreadful. I'm gonna scare you all, guys, and you're gonna leave the chat room, okay? Just gonna leave the chat room. By the way, Pisces Moonbeam sent me a meme. It's a really good one, where Aries and Scorpio are chatting, and it's literally, you know, the chat goes like, Scorpio is not in the mood because somebody hurt them and they want revenge, and Aries says, okay, revenge it is, let's go in and screw the MF. And Scorpio said, but it has to be kind of like sneaky, you know, it has to be cunning. They should not see where it's coming from. And Aries says, okay, we are going to do it from the shadows. And Scorpio saying, nah, I prefer, you know, we're going to wait for about 10 years. And from beneath, you see Aries have led the chat room, you know, because they don't have any patience. I believe it's how, but I take it from the Scorpio perspective. Yeah, it's exactly how I would have done. It's exactly how I would have done it. Right, so that was for a Gemini. Now moving next, we do have Cancer. Yeah, it was funny. All right, for Cancer, we do have the 10 of Swords, followed by the 10 of Wands. Moving on next, that is going to be the 7 of Wands. And the final one, that is going to be the Queen of Pentacles. It's French, isn't it? Yeah, I knew it. All right, Cancer. A rough week for you guys as well, for what it seems. And maybe it's in the topic of the collective reading as well. Yeah, straight up in your face would be the Aries, but you know, I am Scorpio. I prefer to kind of like, you know, do it whenever, when people even, not just they don't expect it, they forgot about it. And do you know what the sweet thing about it is? It is that the victim doesn't even understand why, because they forgot, but I haven't. Why wouldn't I? I bet you wished me happy birthday many times when my birthday was announced on the Facebook page, which is not mine anymore. Well, technically is, but kind of like objectively isn't. It's kind of weird with the Facebook page. Yeah, that's a good way to approach the situation, Anna. Rather than live in lie, it's better to know it. But many people who live in lie, they prefer to have it that way. Right, so Cancer, throughout this upcoming week, there is something that bothers you. We can see that over here. Hello, Lawrence. Welcome to the stream. So there is something which is gonna bother you. We can see it over here. Now that's these could be obligations you have obliged, or rather like you have signed up to accomplish. These may be thoughts that you are carrying on, you know, that there is gonna be a burden on your shoulder with the 10 of Wands. And the fact that we do have this card here into the second position, that this burden leads you nowhere. I mean, if you think that this is a heroism which you are doing, you know, that colossal effort to stick to your, I don't know, criteria, or to stick to your ideals, should that be the burden right now, okay? Or to stick to your promises and so on and so forth. If you do think that this is going to lead you somewhere, you are dead wrong about it, for at least how these cards stand. So what is the right approach here that we do have? That is going to be the right approach of the Seven of Wands. So how the Seven of Wands could manifest positively, so to speak? Well, the Seven of Wands, it is when the moment comes about, okay? The right moment, at the right place, at the right time, under the right circumstances, and you do catch your chance. You will. So therefore, this card shows up here that you will have your chance simultaneously to drop off this burden from your shoulders and come up clean like a baby out of it. Okay, that is like, for example, being a criminal and making such a horrendous crime, like, you know, robbing a bank and taking all the money from it. Come up clean and kind of like coming up clean from it like a baby, and it's kind of like, you know, drinked and paid and nobody cares. So such kind of a moment you will have. Don't miss it. I'm not saying that you have to be criminal. That is just an example, all right? But say, you know, you kind of like made vows and so on, and you kind of like swore about certain stuff, but now you have changed your mind about it, okay? And you don't know how to come out of it. And these vows and these promises, they are burdening to you. It is just they are restricting you. Well, throughout the week, Cancer, you will have your moment and your chance how to get out of these vows, promises, obligations, for example, and be clean like a baby from it. It's like you will not gonna be held accountable that you walked out of them. But this has to be happened with kind of ruthlessness, and we can see that through the environment of the Ten of Swords. So the environment is going to be rather very tense. When we have the Ten of Swords, this is an environment which makes you kind of like draw a line. You like that? I like it as well, Anita. I do like it as well. But Ten of Swords, it is an environment where you do draw a line and you make a retrospective, kind of like, or a retrospection. I don't know how to put it into words. And you do make that analysis of how you are finding yourself right now and what were back in the days when you made those promises. And that is to realize that you said stupid things, you decide stupid things, okay, and you did stupid things. And now it's time for you to kind of like fix that. And that can only be fixed by a decisive actions or a decision makings, which is the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords for you plays a role here, Cancer, of a definitive choice or definitive action, and is I would say it in another way, irrevocable choice or irreversible action, okay? And once you do it, there is no going back from it. But as soon as you make it, then the Queen of Pentacles manifests, and this is your domain. It's basically through it you will establish a, I don't know how to put it into words, it's not even a milestone, it's more like a life, a checkpoint. Yeah, it's Queen of Pentacles in those cases, it is like building up a castle or a palace. It's not a castle. Castles are defensive things. A palace, okay? Building up a palace and living comfortable in it. So that could be establishing a very comfortable business or establishing very comfortable relationship. You will have the moment. Don't miss it. It's going to be right there. And you have to be the initiator as well, for what it seems, if you want to have it, because of the Ten of Swords. Okay, this is the most initiative card out there. It is you who need to make the definitive action and decision, because you made the vows. Okay, you made the vows, you made the promises, you said the things. Only you can take them back. Right, so that concludes the first 4 star signs, and now we are entering into the first break. One of you guys into that break is going to get a free reading. So all that you got to do in order to participate and win that free reading, it is just input a question into the comments down below. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of these questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading of it. All right, so yeah, it's a quite of a week for Cancer, but you can write the wrong right, okay? Or you can. How do you call? Oh my God, that sounds so awkward. You can write the wrong right. Oh my God. Anna, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Make sure that you also stick around up until the end, Anna, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the week. Thank you, Anna. Yeah, it's all fate week. Is there something in the skies throughout this week? Jupiter conjuncts Neptune. That should be the thing, isn't it? Or Saturn squares the trinode. We have Mercury enters Taurus, but I don't believe that that's big, or maybe it is. But yeah, one of these two, is that, am I correct, Pisces Moonbeam? Because we have both of these things. Both of these transit conjunctions. Oh, maybe that's also, that is also a thing. Jupiter goes into Aries, but this isn't happening right now, is it? I can't see it here that it is happening within this week. My God, I'm watching April. What am I doing, man? Yeah, Jupiter in Aries at the 10th. I'm watching April. I'm sorry, guys. I'm watching April. And then it's semi-squaring Uranus. And we have Ceres enters Cancer as well. And then on the 16th, we have a total lunar eclipse, which is going to be broadcasted rather like there is going to be a live stream about it as well. But yeah, I was watching April, so I'm sorry, guys. So my bad, yeah. You have Saturn in Cancer, well, mine is in Scorpio and it is on top of my Venus. So imagine how I feel. Now, imagine how I feel. I don't feel anything. So you can imagine. Because, you know, Jupiter is slowing down things and Venus, and oh my God. Hello, Bree. Glad to have you around. All right. All right, so is it time to find a new employer? Nancy asks. Let's check it out, Nancy. So the way I'm going to approach your question, it is that what will be your experience should you find a new employer? And based on that, you get to decide, is it really worth it to find a new employer or not? Okay. Well, Pisces Moonbeam, I already picked the question for the first pre-reading giveaway, so A can or Amanda could wait for the second one. Yeah, Amanda, you can wait for the second free reading giveaway, which is gonna happen in about, I don't know, estimated 40 minutes, maybe, give or take. So should you find a new employer, what is going to be your experience? We have the Five of Swords with the King of Pentacles. I don't need to draw another card, but I will just for the sake of it. Yeah, so we do have the four, those three cards. Right, so into the new employer, that is the first new employer that you're gonna find, okay? But you get to decide to, so you do have a lot of room to play around with. This is the first employer that you're gonna find. And the job there is going to be more or less negligible in a sense of that, you know, you aren't gonna have much things to do, so you will have a lot of time at your hands. I'm not saying free time, but a time. You still have to be at work, but you know, you can fill up your time with different things, like for example reading books, okay, watching TV shows, etc. Problem is going to be is that that person is not going to pay you very well, and not just only that, but they also will have no intention, you know, to kind of like grow you in any way. So you can't even hope for any kind of promotion should you go there. And in fact, having the Five of Swords being the prime of your card, I don't think that for whatever reason you are kind of like striving to find a new employer, probably pushed you some kind of a conflict, you know, or maybe you are feeling right now a wrongfully assessed, okay? It is like you are not given what you deserve and so on and so forth. Maybe it's time for you to talk with your current employer and just, you know, clear out all these things that are bothering you, because the Five of Swords is pretty much says that you are a bit premature with looking for a new employer, and it is just not going to be a very, very pleasant experience if the money and the security is what you are after. If the job is something that you are doing just for fun, okay, and you do have a lot of money in your bank account, you do own your home and your car, and you basically don't need any money and you're doing work just for the sake of working, then it's a great move. I mean, you can totally do it. All right, so that was the first free reading giveaway. The second free reading, guys, is going to be gifted away after Scorpio is done. Now a couple of minutes and I am moving to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio afterwards. Rosemary, happy birthday and welcome to the stream. I believe that is first time I'm seeing you here. I do hope I do enjoy the show. You do enjoy the show. I do enjoy the show, definitely, but I hope you do enjoy the show. You're welcome, Nancy. And my coffee is about to run out, so at some point I may kind of like, you know, go outside and make myself a coffee. Oh, that was such a stupid thing to say, man. I mean, I hope I do enjoy the show. I do enjoy it. Wow, that's like these flop videos, right? Maybe I have to start doing it, kind of like taking on the recordings of these live streams and every stupid thing I say, kind of like make a compilation of it. That's gonna be hilarious, I believe. Yeah, Rosemary. But there are no videos recently. I kind of like moved to live streams because it's I hit a creative block as far as video comes. So it's a period where I'm gonna, but I am planning one day to come back to videos as well. It's just it's not gonna be today or tomorrow. Wow, Kerry. Only coffee? Some people need, something more, um, something stronger, like a moonshine, for example. By the way, guys, I was always curious because I'm not very familiar with the terms in English, but what is the difference in between alcohol and moonshine? Oh, that's great. I hope Alison enjoyed the show as well, just as much as you enjoy it. And hello, Maria. Welcome to the stream. Is 100% proof? You mean 100% alcohol in it? So Pisces Moonbeam, that is exactly what I told you, okay? About that thing we were talking about, which I forgot what we were talking about. But the thing is that here in my country, we are using moonshine to clean, and sanitize. That is the most powerful sanitizer. Okay, so that's not very safe to drink then, because yeah, it is a killer. Right, so Leo, first one, we do have the 10 of Wands for you guys, followed by the second card of the Four of Swords. Moving on next, that is going to be the Devil. And the final one for you guys, we have the Strength. Yeah, Kelly, it's we do sanitize with it. Alcohol, kind of like it kills bacteria. World. Okay. The divine timing is off now. And for Leo, it seems, guys, that into the upcoming week, uh, it's a kind of trivial, really. It is because the week that it is coming, that we are entering right now, it's the moment where you have to keep up with your word. For what those cards are showing here, okay, those four cards. Basically, how can I put it into words? You already made your arrangements, okay? You already gave your word, you already signed up your contracts and so on and so forth. And now it's really time to keep up with all you said. Slacking aside, okay, trying to kind of like cut corners or make shortcuts. I was about to invent a word. Shortcuts. Oh my god. Shortcuts. It's not preferable. That is because it's going to literally ruin the rewards at the end, and the rewards are going to be great. That is because we do have the devil here into the third position, and this is what helps you. Okay, so what helps you is the power of the devil. And I know that this kind of sounds rather very, very scary, but and I'm not gonna kind of like explain it to a profound extent because we don't have that much time, but take it that way. It is that the devil, it's not, it doesn't consider us as the biggest enemies of his. The biggest enemies of his are, you know, angels and so on and so forth, and his agenda is not to literally ruin our lives, you know, and to make us suffer. That this is the way how it's gonna make us martyrs and therefore worthy for heaven. On the contrary, devil's purpose is to make us unworthy for heaven, and therefore the devil always comes with everything we have ever wanted, you know. So in a mildest way we can abuse it, or in a highest way, or rather like in the strongest way, we can renounce, or we do renounce God, for God only sends us challenges, right? But riding with the power of the devil literally means that within this week, you, Leo or Leo, are gonna have the circumstances about right to fulfill yearnings you have. And these yearnings are going to be correlating with the hungers you have. You're hungry for money, well, those circumstances will revolve around money and will allow you to satiate those hungers. For as long as you are following the words you gave, the contracts you signed up, you know, the promises you gave as well, and so on and so forth. Should your hunger is about love, well, the circumstances are going to be about right for you to satiate that hunger. So very much you can fall in love throughout this week if that's your yearning. But again, should you keep up with your word, the promises you gave, the contracts you signed up, the vows you took, and so on and so forth, to a point where at the end we have the strength card. And so how the strength manifests, it could manifest for you in a couple of ways. By the way, the strength, it's the Leo card, okay? So it manifests in a couple of ways for you. One of the ways, it is that you are going to materialize a huge fulcrum or a huge goal that you are going to follow regardless of the challenges. These are not obstacles, these are challenges, regardless of what everybody else tells you. In fact, you would care less what people tells you, because you will know that that's the right thing for you to do. It's the right thing for you to have and to accomplish. And that way, although it's gonna feel like, I don't know, climbing up Everest, at the end, when you end up fulfilling this goal, it's gonna feel great. The other way how the strength card is gonna manifest for you, Leo, it is you know, a passion. You will address your life with passion, enthusiasm, sexuality also. So if you go by with the romantic incentive here and you didn't have sex for a long time, well, I guess you are gonna be a lucky one at the end of this week, okay? Okay, Darren, hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I am gonna see you around as well. Have a great one, mate. Oh, thank you, Angela. That's so sweet to say. And JT, welcome to the stream as well. Glad to have you around. Right, Virgo. First one for you, we have the Knights of Cups of all cards, okay, of all cards, followed by the Queen of Pentacles. Moving on, next we do have the Nine of Swords. And the final one, that is going to be, oh my god, the Hierophant. Those 4 cards. GL, welcome to the stream. Hope you have a nice time here and you fit well with our community. I'm so proud of our community, which, by the way, it's all thanks to Pisces Moonbeam, which is somewhere. It's not around. She's not kind of like tuning in. "11 hours of work? Oh my god, what kind of a shift is this? Extended one? Are you forced to do extended shifts?" Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. So let me draw one more card for the Queen of Pentacles here, Leo. And the card for the Queen of Pentacles is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, that's a quite of a tough person we have, okay? So let me explain you about this individual. Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, very conservative individual, I would say. What I mean under conservative, it is that when they do have some kind of a opinion or criteria, and I have to kind of like buy a new chair for what it seems. This one is kind of like squeaking and it's clattering. It's gonna fall apart anytime soon. But so yeah, I was about to say that as well. About the work ethics to Angela. When this person have some kind of a an opinion or criteria, they see things in a certain way, right? There is nothing in this world that is gonna make them change that opinion, even if you show them that they are wrong. That still, it's not gonna be enough, halfway enough even, to kind of like change their opinion. So this person is to your detriment. What those cards here are showing, it is that you are playing, Virgo, a vital role into their development. Okay, without you, they cannot develop something. And unfortunately, these resources you are investing into their development are resources you gotta put into a different place, and that is shown here with the Knight of Cups. Okay, so the Knight of Cups pretty much shows that within this week the environment is going to be as such that you will have to follow the dreams of your heart. Therefore, you are not following them up until this point for one or another reason. And while I'm saying you're not following them, that doesn't mean that you are in a completely opposite way. Maybe you have kind of like held them on. How do you call it? You have set them dormant for the time being, for whatever reason. But now into the upcoming week, you got to start doing something to make yourself happy. Okay, whatever that something is, you very well know what that something is. So what is going to be then the problem? You may ask. I'm just stop putting resources into the agenda, or rather like into the development of this person, Queen of Pentacles, and I pour those resources into my own needs, and that should solve it. And you are right in the material environment, but these 2 cards here that we had, or rather like 3 cards, it kind of shows that the Queen of Pentacles is going to threaten you. That you are going to face severe circumstances if you do so, right? If you decide to make yourself happy instead of making her or him happy. Question is, are they capable of doing it? Well, by a definition, the Nine of Swords is a card urging you, especially into this position, guys. It's a card urging you to face your fears. So even if that person can do what she or he promises to do, eventually you will have to escape her or his grasp, better sooner than later, right? So eventually you will have to face those consequences, and the cards here are advising you to do it right now, into this upcoming week. And once you do it, then we do have the Hierophant, which is manifesting, and the Hierophant plays out in a different way depending on what field in your life plays out. In a general aspect, the Hierophant pretty much says that whatever problems those consequences bring to you, those problems are resolvable. In fact, they are very easily resolvable, because these resolutions or these solvings, they already exist. Okay, it's not like you will have to reinvent the wheel. Now, career-wise though, once you kind of like start doing things that are pleasant to you and you are making yourself happy in your career, then you are going to less and less be attached to the money and to the gains rather than to the good work. And as you are improving your work, the money are going to start finding you on their own accord. In relationship though, or in intimacy, the Hierophant plays the role of slowly but steadily. What I mean, it is that in relationship, you are going to slowly but steadily build up trust and eventually learn or allow someone to love you. Learn to love or allow someone to love you. So it's kind of like this individual, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, is messing around with your life. It is basically, it's like a dam which is not allowing the river of your life to flow freely, and you have to bring down the dam. Anna, thank you so much for your $5 which you are gifting them to Angela. Thank you so much. So Angela, make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer up until the end, where you're gonna get a personalized reading for the week. All right, so that was that was for Libra, and now moving next, we do have, that was for Virgo, and now is going to be Libra. Oh yeah, you are Pisces. I remember that now. Right, so first one for Libra, we do have the Fool. It's a great one, or a great start. Well, it could have been worse, okay? It could have been worse. This is, by the way, an example which I'm teaching in my lecture of the Elemental Dignity, but instead of the Fool, we are having the Ace of Wands there. Then it is, so we do have the Ace of Cups, and afterwards that is going to be the Queen of Cups. And the final, oh my god, that's a good finisher. We do have the Ten of Pentacles. So just the overall view of the reading, Libra, it is that you are going to face a blessing in disguise, okay? Let me draw one more card to the Queen of Cups. That is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. So it's literally the same person that Aries had, someone who truly supports you, and that they will present you with a development, with a leap of development you can do. Literally the same person that cares for you, that loves you, that kind of like have you close to your heart, to their heart, I'm sorry, and they are willing to offer you shoulder to cry on and wings as well anytime you need it. Now, what is going to be though the unpleasant stuff into the week? And that comes from these two cards. Like I said, an Elemental Dignities, which I am teaching at my lecture. Instead of the Fool there, we do have the Ace of Wands, which is the more extreme version of it. But nonetheless, it's almost the same thing. And this is, as everybody knows, the Fool is about the new beginnings, right? Well, having the Ace of Cups there, it pretty much speaks that this new beginning is not going to be exactly the new beginning you hoped for. But because it's not the Ace of Cups, it's not the Ace of Wands, it's going to be fairly good new beginning, okay? So take it that way. It may not be the job you hope for, but still is going to be a really good job. It may not be the person you hope for, but still is going to be a really nice person, handsome and all that, right? It may not be the right destination or the destination you hoped for, but still is going to be a really good destination for holidays, for example. Okay, it may not be the movie you hope for, but still you will enjoy the hell out of the movie that you are gonna watch. So I hope you see where I'm getting at. And for that reason, you should not carry on any baggage from the past. You should not carry on any hopes from the past or any presumptions from the past. You shouldn't be biased. That's what I am trying to say here, guys. Because the opening, it may not, and that is going to be the most disappointing thing here for you, Libra. It's not going to be what you hope for. And I want to underline it or highlight it here. Hoped for, not like. Okay, not what you want, or rather like, so it could be something you like, but still it may not be something you hope for. Okay, so you can still like the opportunity, but not what I hoped for. In any case, it's going to be extremely gaining for one, because the opportunity, or at least the development of the opportunity, ends up with the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles, the very least, it kind of says that you are going to be very comfortable at the end of the week. And all that the efforts you exerted, all of the investments you made into this opportunity, enterprise, you name it, you will see that they worth it. Not just only they worth it, but they also have returns. And in most cases, you're also gonna grow, becoming more and more independent, financially independent, emotionally independent, influentially independent, and so on and so forth. And in some isolated cases, this could be where, you know, a remnants from the past comes in your life, like, you know, X comes back, and I want to kind of like open brackets, huge brackets, okay? This is not the narcissistic ex, because every time I see that, I say that, I have like I am bombarded with emails, private messages, comments. I don't want that guy or this girl anymore. They ruined my life. I never said that it's going to be the last one or exactly the one that ruined your life, right? That could be the boy or the girl you fall in love with in daycare. When you were little and you were at daycare, and now for some reason life brings you back one more time. Or it could be your high school sweetheart that you haven't keep in touch with, I don't know, 15, 20 years, or from 20 years, 30 years, 40 years even, okay? And that kind of like they come, life brings you back one more time. You know, these are some isolated cases, mind you. JT, thank you so much for your $20 US. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end of the stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading for the week, JT. Thank you for your generosity. For all of you guys, your generosity is just staggering, or at least to me, it's kind of staggering. It's awesome. Okay, so the most anticipated reading, at least from me, that is going to be Scorpio. Let's check it out. Hey, Valentine, welcome to the stream. And Laura, welcome to the stream as well. Crossing fingers now. And we have the Five of Wands, followed by the Nine of Swords. Afterwards is going to be the King of Cups. Oh, Kelly, all right. Yeah. Final one is going to be the Queen of Wands. Let me fix that, Kelly. Let me fix that. So it's Kelly. Because I wrote Debbie down, but it's Kelly. Okay. Thank you for mentioning it. I received it a good an hour ago, I believe. Thank you so much. And you are already in the list. It was just, you know, mentioned Debbie. Well, that's all right, Kelly. You will have your reading either way, so. Alright, guys, it seems that we are gonna be proposed over something. The person is over here, which is the King of Cups, and I'm very curious to draw one more card. Ooh, that's Temperance. So uncomfortable. Oh my god. That one, it's kind of like, do you know these it's in the movies. I'm always laughing my ass off when that happens. It is when, you know, the character is so cornered, for example, to ask the main character for a favor, or just, you know, to I don't know, divulge in something. They say, they're kind of saying it like that, you know. It's like, it feels so uncomfortable. It is almost like, you know, that this person doesn't see any other way around it, and it's not like it is the last thing they want to do. Maybe they hope that it's gonna be under different circumstances, okay? Or maybe they hope for that we as a Scorpio are going to lean into that direction, and so they didn't have to ask for it, for whatever it is, you know. That could be someone who may ask us to do a job for them, while before that, you know, they made a point that probably they're not gonna need us, but now they see that they need us for some reason, and kind of like they have to come back and get back on your word, okay? So it's a person who will address us with a proposal, or with an offering, with how can I put it into words? Yeah, they're gonna offer us something, which for them is going to be very uncomfortable to do so due to the environment. It just is going to be something very extreme. I would say that it's a huge compromise from their behalf, and them to do so, the hell should be frozen. Well, I guess in this week is gonna be a cold week in hell, man. I mean, it's gonna be a cold week in hell for them. But that said, it's going to be very surprising. I would say that we wouldn't see it coming. That is going to be the Five of Wands here as the environment, and it will regard the situation we already scrapped away. Okay, it is like, you know, we made an attempt for it, it didn't work out, and kind of like we already forgot about it, right? It's just we are focused now on different stuff. And it's kind of like this person comes and say, I don't know, you know, I'm wrong, for example, and so on and so forth. So they kind of like are bringing the issue or the matter one more time on the platter. This time around, the path for us is open forward. We obviously now we are holding the leverage this time around. I beg of you guys, do not squeeze too hard. You can a little bit, you know, just to just to make a point out there that we are not someone to mess around with. Like I said, the meme for the Aries and the Scorpio, you know, we waited long enough, and now the time for payback is coming, but also time for benefits. And the bigger the payback, the less the benefits, and the benefits could be great. Okay, so should that be a job offer? We obviously, oh, by the way, I forgot this card, the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords, it is the rabbit heart, okay? What I mean, and that is an expression in our country, because when this offering comes about, okay, when this person comes with the proposal, we may be afraid to take it for whatever reason. Okay, it's just maybe something, you know, we're not thinking that we are good at. We may think that we're gonna fail. What my neighbors are gonna say, what my family is gonna say, you know, what my friends are gonna say. You shouldn't care less about that. Okay, your rabbit heart may kind of like deprive you of being involved into this beautiful thing. You should have a heart of a lion, or rather a heart of a Scorpio, right? So yeah, should we take on this opportunity? The Queen of Wands comes up at the end, and the Queen of Wands literally says that the we are going to enjoy life. It is just how it manifests. It has many other manifestations, but for us, it's just the experience is going to be very enjoyable. Okay, marvelous. It is just we're gonna be. I can't even say happy. It's happiness, but not exactly. It will be content. We are going to be content about it. So it's a great one. We shouldn't miss it, guys. Again, the proposal comes unexpectedly, and it is about a thing we have already been, for example, denied from, failed about, or straight away, you know, excluded from as well. And it is just a payback time. Right, so that was Scorpio, and now we are entering into the second break, guys. And into this break, one of you is gonna have is gonna get a free reading from me. And like I said, all you gotta do in order to get that free reading, just input a question into the comments, and after about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick one of your questions, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Heck yeah, yeah. This is what I'm saying here, Brie. Cheers, cheers. It's a cold coffee, but it will do. Okay, it has to do. Yeah, GL. These are a weekly readings. Exactly, Mattia. And you know what? When I saw that five of wands, I said, "Oh my God, it's gonna be another week," you know. But it seems that it's gonna be a good one. And do you know what is gonna be funny? If it is a person who kind of like made us feel bad, and imagine now we are having them on their knees, because literally it's how it's gonna be. Okay, on their knees, on your knees. Oh my God, feeling is gonna be so good. Which you think it's toxic? You think or it's toxic? Because it's Sagittarius isn't done, Sanjay, yet. Oh, Kelly, yeah, well, my year is far better. I only have the ringing when I am laying down, but when I'm going about my day, the ringing the dissipate. God, that is so difficult to say. Dissipates. It's gone, all right. So I'm gonna use the expression instead of the word. It's gone. Well, that's yeah. You could say it karma, but it may not be only karma. Sometimes people just are trying to go against the flow, and at some point they have to kind of like they have to give up. Do I read earlier in the month? What is that? I don't get that sentence, Valentine. Well, you can still working to well, listen. One is work, one is intimate relationship. I believe if that's what you are asking for, one has nothing to do with the other, or it shouldn't have anything to do with the other. Oh yeah, it could be their ego, it could be their stubbornness, or it could be just kind of like an impression. It could be like I don't know, code of conduct. It could be like criteria, ideals, whatever they have. All right. All right, Ginger, let's see if your daughter is on the right career path. So we're looking for the moon. That is going to be the biggest indicator. We do have the chariot, though. The Nine of Swords, and then it is the Ace of Cups. Okay. Those three cards. Ginger. I can't say the right career. I can only say that her fears of is she on the right career or not are in vain. The only thing that those cards are saying it is that within this career narrative that she is in, she can be happy in there, okay, and she can accomplish a lot. Can she be more successful into a different career? Probably yes. That is not the, how can I put it into words? That is not the most growing, I don't know how to put it into words. Yeah, the most growing materially career, but you have to consider all the factors here, because in the most growing career that she can have, she may not be happy there. Okay, so at least at this place, or at least at this career narrative, she can find herself happy with the work she is doing, in the free time she has. And it is just everything that this career path kind of like contributes for her, kind of contributes for her life in general. So no, I wouldn't say that that is the and when you say right, I mean the most efficient. Probably this is what you mean, the most efficient in terms of making money and making business career. No, it's not the most efficient, but probably it is the most happier. Yeah, it's not an allergy for me. It was an infection. You had to deal with a bad neighbor? Oh my God. I had to deal with them on occasionally. There isn't anything worse when it comes to cooperating in living than a bad neighbor. It's just almost makes you not wanting to live there. Change the provider then. Empress Queen. It is just when my internet freezes, it's like my life is ending. It's the worst thing that can happen to me. And I think I'm gonna have to make a coffee, guys. Hold on a second. Working with crystals, when you bring that, when you are bringing, or as you are bringing that up, uh, I have a kind of like really personal story to say. It's not anything, you know, major, but still it's very personal story. Uh, yeah, killing the aggression with kindness, it kind of like it's another deal. But my story is when I was kiddo, I found in one of the wardrobes a necklace. It was, I believe it was a with a tiger eye in it, but it was a very weird shape. It was like a rectangle, but not exactly. Very, very weird shape. And I, you know, as a kiddo, I said, oh my God, that is my lucky charm. And I wore it, and it truly was my lucky charm. It is just, you know, it felt like everything is, it develops the way I wanted it to develop. It truly felt like a lucky charm until one day a girl from my class broke the necklace, and it was kind of devastating. And I tried to make something else my lucky charm, but it didn't work out really. It was just that necklace. So I guess there is something with the stones, but I don't know if it was a tiger eye or not. It had that brownish blackish kind of like a pigment to it, shades of really bright and dark brown in it. Amethysts. Now they are purple, aren't they? It's a lucky stone, yeah. Could be. But I believe the necklace also was some kind of, I don't know, charged or made a ritual with it, because it was really weird shape. Okay, it was not a shape you usually make. It was such a weird shape. Well, with crystals, guys, I will be honest, I like diamonds. Okay, if it is a crystal, let it be a diamond. All right. Sagittarius. First one is going to be the Knight of Wands. Yeah, exactly. This is what I am talking about. See, guys, when I say it's the right crystal to have, isn't it? Followed by the Sun card. Moving next, we do have the Fool. And the final one, that is going to be the Death. I am what? What is this word? Bourget. Bohey. What is this? What does this mean? I mean, we do have a word in my language for that. That is a person who lives a rich life. But I am not like that. But yeah, if it is a crystal, I would prefer it to be a diamond. So for Sagittarius, this the upcoming week is going to be quite active, so to speak. I can't imagine myself as a woman. Okay, I can't. Bogey? Oh my god, well, what does this mean, guys? Explain it in a I don't know, in a traditional language. That's slang. Yeah, it is slang, but I don't know what it means. So, yeah, very, very active week. You are going to face a lot of enterprising events that are coming your way, guys. So the key to the to having it successful, to having the week successful, it is to focus on one and only thing, instead of scattering yourself among many enterprises. Okay, I don't know what a pity means as well. That's why I'm asking. Oh my god, I'm gonna check it out. All right, because that is teasing me. I'm gonna check it out. Hold on a second. I don't wanna use Siri for it. I don't know. I'm not like that. Come on, guys. I'm not like that. No, I am nothing like this. Self-important, arrogant as the synonyms? No. I mean, And it's not like I'm in denial. I'm not arrogant. I am practical. That's why I'm saying diamonds, because with diamonds you can buy stuff. With other stones you can't. Diamonds has the bigger value, the biggest value. And if it would have been a stone or a crystal, let it be a diamond. Sassy. Well, I know that word, and no, I'm not. Boogie means fancy. That could be, yeah. Oh my god, don't say my secrets. Don't give my secrets away. Come on. All right, let's get back to Sagittarius. So quite a few enterprises in front of you guys, and the key to all that, it is to stick with one of them, okay? And it's like a momentum. So you're gonna have a huge momentum at the start of the week, and you will feel like you are bursting out with energies. And many of these enterprising events are gonna feel so interesting, but it is very important to find the most interesting one and to stick with it. Now, the feel though is going to be, I am determined. Depends for what, okay? It just depends for what. So it's gonna feel quite weird because we do have the Sun card into the second position, okay? And that is exactly what the Sun is there, is that it's not gonna feel like there is a natural development of what you're doing. It's almost gonna feel like it's not for you, okay? Just to give you an example, let's say that you start dating somebody throughout the week and it's really interesting person, the enterprise feels so enterprising and gainingful and interesting and enthusiastic, but it almost feels like you are not for that, or you're not meant, not like you're not meant for it, but it's gonna feel awkward. And yeah, I hope you do get what I am trying to say here. And this feeling of awkwardness may kind of like, you know, ruin the moment for you, but on the contrary, it is what the guidance of the week is. It is because we do have the full card into the third position, which pretty much means that you Sagittarius should give it a go. And it feels awkward because it's gonna be in a conflict of something you are carrying from the past, whether it is a memory, okay, whether it is a old experience which you are just keeping it as a souvenir. You know, you don't have anymore the source of that experience. For example, old relationship that you have a sentiment for, right? I mean, you remember how you felt back then, and you're trying to compete any new enterprise of dating to that old experience, and you can't. You try to align it, you try to compare it, but you can't, because these are a brand new experience. And so by the end of the week, you're gonna come up to the conclusion here, what with the Death card, that this old sentiment, okay, this old habit, for example, this old perception, these old feelings, they simply have to go. You need to let go of these things. You gotta burn those bridges so you can allow yourself to experience the future rather than living into the past. Some isolated cases here, these things, guys, may bring you into conflicts. You know, these new enterprises may bring you into conflicts with people that you under circumstances you are feeling very happy with, but for one or another reason, whether it is because they don't want to see you suffering and they think that you are going to suffer should you go for that new enterprise, whether it is because they kind of like feel that you are wasting your time, these people will try to, you know, convince you out of it. which is not something you should budge on. All right, this isn't something you should fall for here, but instead, like I said, according to this card, you should try to give it a go. And literally, this is what the reading shows here, that the upcoming week for you Sagittarius, it's closing the door for the past and opening the door for the future. Sam, thank you so much for your $20 support. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, Sam, which is coming up, where you're gonna get your weekly reading. Let me see what you said, guys. All right, moving next, we do have Capricorn. All right, Empress Queen, have a great one. So the first card, that is going to be the Six of Wands. A very strong start for you, Capricorn. Followed, oh my God, I haven't put the other cards in. So reshuffling, okay? I don't like to work with no 78. So reshuffling. It was a strong start, but a false start, okay? So let me give a good shuffle. First one, we do have the Tower. It is a strong start. It is just in another way around. Followed by the Knight of Wands. Moving on next for you guys, we do have the Six of Pentacles. And the final one, which everything is riding on, is going to be the Four of Wands. The additional to the Knight of Wands is going to be the Eight of Cups. So that's a person who cannot see in the future. They do see in the past, or rather like they want to relive the past over and over again with those two cards. Unfortunately for them though, now into the upcoming week, because of the Tower card, one way or the other, you are about to step into the future. So welcome to it, Capricorns, to the future. The Tower card shows that the upcoming week is going to be very, or rather tumultuous to a certain extent, and into a certain field. Let me give you examples how the Tower card played out through my experience with readings. Tower card may come up as a pregnancy, unexpected one. Tower card may come up as a crush, unexpected one. Tower card may come up as a job offer, unexpected one. Tower card may come up as being fired, very unexpectedly. So you see what I'm getting? The key here, it's being very unexpected, unavoidable, okay? So once that happened, it is just, there is no denying it, okay? There is no pretending it's not existing. There is no, in fact, you can struggle against it. Okay, for example, you have a crush, okay, you crush on somebody, and you may try to resist it. It's gonna get even worse, okay? You may try to avoid this person, okay? You are gonna start missing him or missing her even more and more. You may kind of like try to get back to your job. If you got fired, things are gonna get worse and worse. So important thing with the Tower card, it is to roll with it. Okay, you got fired from work, you roll with it, try to find another job. You have a crush, roll with it, try to make up with this person. You end up being pregnant, okay, unexpectedly, well, roll with it, raise the child. It's very, very important to roll with it, because otherwise you are just gonna miss on this cleansing and nurturing effect that the Tower card brings into your life. Why the Tower card comes though? Why the Tower card shows up into thy life? Well, it is because the way you set up, or you have yourself set up, you cannot move anymore. Okay, you set yourself up in such a way that it's simply all doors are shut. In fact, you have no doors. You are in a four walls, just like the Tower is, and there is no moving behind those doors or beyond those walls. And so a flash of insight or a bolt of energy, which is the event, either or of a crashing, okay, is going to bring what you have built, whether as a physical build, okay, you have built up your, say, your career, gone. Say you built up some kind of stereotype, gone. Say you have built some kind of impression, gone. Say you have built up some kind of routine, gone. Especially if we are following the baby thing, right? You have built up some kind of a routine, you realize you're pregnant, your routine is pretty much gone, right? But once you do embrace those circumstances, you know, and you start rolling with them, then your life is going to be set into such a stir, and at the end of it, you will see it much, much bigger and wider and enthusiastic and more beautiful, and so on and so forth. So I was about to say, I started the reading with this person here, the Knight of Wands with the Eight of Cups. So basically, that is a person who cannot see past these events. What I mean is that this insight or a bolt of energy, which is pretty much making you step into the future, does not make them feel happy about it at all. Now, this person had interest in you or into what you are doing, and it was just about that. That is how the Knights of Wands pretty much works out. They are following their interest, and for as long as their interest is fed, they are kind of like keeping up with it. But as soon as their interest is no longer fed, therefore your new you, it's not according to their interest, they are going to be kind of like, they will have grievances, for the lack of a better word. What is going to be their manifestation, or rather like their influence in your life? Well, if you do not allow them, close to none, but you can allow them to manipulate you. They are not very good manipulators. The only way how they manipulate it is by, you know, trying to, I don't know, seduce, or the word is not even seduce, it's more like a it's more like tempting you with a short-term exciting things, okay, rather than going for the bigger picture here, which is the Tower. So with that said, what is the best? Well, I already said it, we do have the Six of Pentacles. That is the best way to move along with it, to embrace it and to roll with it. As the Six of Pentacles, it is, like I said many times, the hierarchy. It's happening, you can't do much about it. But where it leads to, it's the question. We do have the Four of Wands, and everybody knows who just opened a book of tarot that the Four of Wands as a keyword is completion, right? But even more than that, it's even more than that, guys. Four of Wands, it is when you successfully complete a cycle of development and you move to the next level, while from the previous level you did address every single important aspect of your life. So this is a successful transition here, and yeah, that is how it goes by. I mean, you are about to close you also are about to close doors with the past and welcome to the future. Well, spiritual warrior, you are gonna get lucky with it then. Do you know the person, or you are yet to introduce to each other? That sounds like fun. Okay. You are not Capricorn, are you, Anna? If you are not, it's easy for you to say, I would say. No, you're not. Exactly. It's easy for you to say that. New to meet, yes. Okay. So I guess, what are your expectations from it? Because that is the way how you can judge about situation. If your expectations are very high, then those expectations are going to be annihilated. But if they are low, then you are going to be pleasantly surprised. Right, so Aquarius, first one for us guys is going to be Aquarius itself. We do have the star. It's the freaking star, man, followed by the Four of Wands. Moving on next, that is going to be the Knight of Cups. And the final one, that will be the Knight of Swords. So quite interesting. Friendly expectations. Well, it's gonna be anything but friendly. Like being friends, I mean. What has the Aquarius, what has your Aquarius for you? You mean your husband? Right, so I don't know how to go about it though. I don't know how to go about it. It's a very finicky, it's a very finicky message, in a sense of that it has a, I believe the word is gimmick to it. It has a gimmick to it. So it seems that we are. Oh, your ascendant. Well, it's my ascendant as well. Okay, and that's why I'm trying carefully to convey the message, because it affects me so much also. Well, first of all, because we do have the Four of Wands into the second position, that is clear sign that we are not done yet. Okay, and but because the Star card is at the first position, it means done, like giving up. Okay, and we should not give up as Aquarius, but instead we should maintain the course we previously chosen. It's very weird. Okay, it's like we chose certain course, but then we abandon it, and now we have to come back to it. Something like that, guys. And it relates to a person. Okay, it relates to this individual here, which is the Knight of Cups, and we do have the Emperor. Oh, okay. So these couple of cards, we do have a passive enemies. So this one is literally freaking out, man. I mean, freaking out. It is Well, the correct word is they are losing control, or how Pisces moon being would have say losing their mind. When something interesting happen or something that she's flabbergasted about, she calls me. She says, "I'm literally losing my mind." I am so in. How can I put it into words? Fond of hearing that, literally losing, or I'm gonna literally lose my mind. So this is literally their state here. They are losing their mind. I don't know. Maybe about you, maybe about something you both are developing, but definitely they are not in control at all. What control, you may ask? Emotional control. Okay, it's because it's the Knights of Cups, so emotional control. For example, that could be a coworker of yours, which it's clear that they are more invested emotionally into what you do, rather than trying to pretend that they don't give a crap about it, really. But yeah, that's you. I know you. I know you very well. But yeah, they are now kind of like losing control, and in some extreme cases, but that is some extreme cases. That may affect their day-to-day routine, especially if it has a romantic incentive there. It kind of like that may be bugging their routine, literally. Bugging. It's like it's not them. They do not feel themselves. If you know what I mean. I never experienced that myself, but I know that there are people who are going through such a tantrum, and for us, it's a good thing, but for them it isn't. Okay, so we should be because this person they may have not been revealed themselves yet, or they may have not revealed their true state yet. So we should be kind of like mild with the addression, or kind of like the way we interact with them. Okay, because in this state, having the Emperor there with the Knights of Cups, they are very fragile, or their emotional state, it's a very, very fragile. So yeah, things are getting out of control with them rather very, very quickly. So what this could refer to? Well, it could refer to a very successful mutual business or a project, or just a mutual job, or it may refer to a unfolding love. Okay, and when I say unfolding, it means that whatever they're feeling right now, whatever we are feeling right now, it's a flicker in comparison to the raging sun it can be. It's how it stands. And at the end, we do have the Knight of Swords, which is the choice. Okay, basically the decision. So it is us which are gonna give it a go or not. It's gonna be stupid not to give it a go, but still some of us may decide, you know what, it's not worth it. I don't want to go through such a, I don't know, happiness. Who knows? But this decision needs to be made in a sense of that it must make sense, and in the same time, it should be something we really want to do. What do you mean, book? Right, and last but not least, we do have Pisces. We do have the Ten of Swords for Pisces, followed by the Lovers. So bad. Afterwards, it is the Dead, and the final one. Oh my god! Oh my god! That will be the Tower. Welcome to the future, I said, to Sagittarius and to Capricorn. Wow, my friends, Pisces, welcome to the future. It is such an underwhelming sentence I could say to you. God, that's gonna be such a week. So you think you have a choice, eh? You don't, or at least according to these cards, you don't have a choice. This choice has already been made, either through a move you made, okay, through something you said, and now it is just, you know, the moment before the sentence it's executed, okay, or the choice have been executed or materializes, and it will be tough. It will feel like, you know, a piece of you is ripped out. That is how it's gonna feel. Not because necessarily it's gonna be a bad thing that you are losing something, okay? Not necessarily because that, but because it is the feeling of having one less thing in your plate. That's gonna be literally the feeling. Now, to its benefit, because we do have the death card into the third position, whatever it is you that's it's going away from you, it's leaving you or whatever, it simply has to go. But because the Lover sits here into the third position, into the second position, I'm sorry, that card here not just only deprives you from a choice, but also says that it's going to be it will throw your harmony away, at least for the time being, which is so necessary because we do have the Tower card at the end. That is the chaos you have to go through. Okay, this is the chaotic environment, the wake-up call, the insight, okay, or the circumstances, these very unpleasant circumstances which are putting you in such a stressful and as well unpredictable environment, are actually they are making you to pick up yourself, or they are urging you to pick up yourself together and make something out of it, and you are going to make a great deal of it. But you have to be how can I put it into, how do you say a person who, whenever something like this shocking happening, and just pay attention to it, I'm not saying bad but shocking happened to him, he is able to very fast or very rapidly to regain composure, okay, and just start dealing with it. How what is the word for that? If somebody of you guys can help me. But yeah, such kind of a state, or rather like a posture, stance you are going to adopt throughout the week. You're going to let go of what doesn't want to be with you anymore, whether it's a job, whether it's a friend, whether it's, I don't know, a status, whatever it is, okay, or a habit maybe. And you are going to start filling up the gaps, and you're going to feel them so well, or kind of like plug those gaps so well, that after, you know, all this tumultuous week, you're going to feel really, really good. Resiliency, this is how you're bouncing off. I think that bouncing off, adaptable, maybe adaptable, yeah, and bounce off as well. Resilient, man, I don't know, because resilient is more not to budge, you know, not to allow that thing to get to you, right? While here it gets to you, you can't influence it. It gets to you, but very quickly you are able to kind of like gain back a composure. So it's not, you can't resist it, but instead you start very quickly dealing with it instead. So it's not resilience, but bouncing off. Yeah, Mattia. So bound and adaptable also, but bouncing off, you will, you Pisces will be able to bounce off really quickly, and yeah, they plug in those gaps, which whatever is leaving you is gonna leave. Whether it's again a love is leaving you, love. Or a job. And the thing it is that it is necessary to go because we do have the death card into the third position. Okay, and when the death card is there, it's literally saying it's that this thing lived its life, and whatever it had to give, whether positive or negative, it already gave, and therefore it has no reason to be around you anymore, but instead it needs to clear out space so you can fill that space with something new, something productive. New life needs to emerge from it, whether it's a new life of a work, whether it's a new life of a love, whether it's a new life of a friendship, whatever it is. Okay, or maybe something milder where you know, one morning you can kind of feel very uncomfortable with how your body is, you know, with your regime, with your routine as well, and realize that you like smoking cigarettes with coffee every morning, but that is not healthy, you know, and so you decide shockingly to stop cigarettes. There you go, you do have the setup already, and instead replacing smoking cigarettes with coffee every morning, going into the gym and eating healthy, or rather like having a diet. So there you go. This is how it can play out. It doesn't have to be something dramatic. It's gonna be shocking though. So there is a there is difference in between these two things, and that is literally how the week for Pisces is gonna run through. So this concludes the reading for the 12th, and now the last free reading is gonna take place, guys. One of you is gonna get a free reading from me, and all you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. And afterwards, the super chat readings are going to take place. Anyone who supported and is about to support the channel, me and Pisces Moonbeam, the stream, through super chat is going to get a reading at the end of it, regardless are they picked or not in these free readings giveaway. And finally, if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you're going to see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Oh, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome, Angela. Hey, none. Welcome to the stream. My gosh, and I'm so hungry. An hour and a half from now, the bakery is opening up, so I'm gonna go and get something to eat. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. It's I really enjoy these readings and these live streams, so it's not an effort on my part at all. I mean, if it is something I really like doing, that's not an effort for me. It's only a problem when it kind of feels like an effort. And that is how it started feeling with the videos. Okay, it felt like an effort, and this is when I realized that I hit a creative block, so I had to stop. I'm all right. Thank you, Nun. 5:20 a.m. It's right now here. 5:20 a.m. Because I have a live stream to do. That's why. And I sleep throughout the day. That's how my setup is. And like many other people. All right. Will I have a choice to move this new address apartment, Ginger? Janelle asks. Not Ginger, but Janelle asks. Let's check it out. Oh my god. That's such a marathon, Karen. I bet you're gonna sleep about 10, 11 hours now. So those are the cards, Janelle. What was the question again? Move this new address apart at this specific one. That's the thing. You will have a choice to move. I don't know though it's gonna be about this address apartment. Because there is something with the choice itself that you will not going to like. It's not gonna be your anticipation. Okay, and it comes from these two cards here. Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. It's basically they are active enemies, and it kind of says that the whole procedure is going to be very, very strict. I mean, you're not going to have any room to play around with, okay? And it's going to feel more like entrapment. Is going to feel more like you being beguiled into doing that choice than actually doing that choice on your own free will and going into a place that is going to be any different than the place you are in right now, which is different than the place you are in right now. Actually, according to these cards, any place is better than the place you are in right now, but it is just the procedure itself is going to feel yeah, entrapment and tricky, to say the least. So that's the answer to your question. I hope that it kind of gives you clarity and will help you to deal with what is coming. All right, and now let's do the super chat now. Hello, Caroline. You're welcome, GL. I hope you enjoyed it. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm gonna get to the super chat. I just need to kind of like gather up my thoughts a little bit. Super chat is when you support the channel with a donation, and that is your appreciation to my work. Therefore, it has to be repaid in a certain way. You know, you support me, or rather, like, you help me, I help you. It needs to have a flow. It has to be two-way thing. I'm not sure what this is. What are you suggesting, Angela? Thank you. Don't be, Ginger. I guess everybody is on pins and needles. Alright, so I shouldn't keep you waiting then, guys. Ella, what is going on in between me and Claudio? We do have the star. With this card, are you again talking? With the Six of Pentacles, and then we do have the Eight of Cups. Are you talking again? Or have you talked again? Tell me. No, you aren't. That's weird. Because the process, what those cards are kind of like speaking about, the process is about moving past the, I could say it that way, the unfortunate situations. I think I told you last time that you have to reach out. Have you reached out? Or you should reach out. Did you? I'm asking you that because it kind of like from the question that was done 3 days ago and this one, they basically boil down to the same thing, and you shouldn't. No, and you didn't plan on, and you don't plan on, well, then nothing is going on. I mean, it is going on. It's going on hope. That's how you can interpret the prime card. It's going on hope, but only hope is not enough. Okay. So, but the potential of the star card, it is to kind of like grow, and in relationships as well. It is a potential of unfolding love. But what I was about to say is that these both questions, they get basically boil down to the same thing, and that is like asking the same question few times. And I think last time I explained what happens when you do ask the same question twice, right? The cards, they kind of like as far as they are concerned, they already answered you. So, and as you are asking second time, for them you haven't understood the first way they answered, and so they are trying to answer you in a different way, which is more diluted than the first one. And if you ask again, the third way is going to be even more diluted, and at the end they just won't make any sense. So that's why I was asking you, are you speaking? Because if you are, then that's a different story. But now, as we do have it that way, it's what is going on in between you two right now. You just say hope that somehow, and I'm saying somehow because we do have these two here. Now these are a Six of Pentacles and the Star card. These are a active enemies. And that is somehow things are going to work out on their own accord. You don't want to reach out. He's not going to reach out because you dumped him, basically. Okay, because what kind of a dignity he's going to have reaching out for you if you dumped him, right? It's just, so basically nobody wants to make the move, and the hope is there. I mean, I don't get it, but yeah, I mean, you will have to you have to make the move here. And if you don't want to, then just forget about him. And I'm sorry that I'm that harsh, but it's just how it stands. Right. Janelle, your week. Do have the Page of Swords. Just give me a second before I move forward. Okay. Caroline Noel, thank you so much for your $20 US. Support. Make sure. Yeah, I understand that. You do said what the reason is, that you want him to change and he doesn't want to, but then tell me, why are you with him if you are not willing to love him for what he is, right? So you can counter argument. That's my point, and nobody is gonna end up being right into it. That's why you have to reach out, because you dumped him, okay? At least to kind of like, at least to have some kind of a closure, if not anything else. So yeah, Caroline, thank you so much for your $20 US support. Thank you. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, where you are gonna get your weekly reading. No, you're welcome, but this is literally how it stands, and I'm sorry that I can't, give you anything better than that, but literally the last reading gave you the answer to it. And right now it is just the hope that, things are going to work out, but nobody is making any move for it. No, you haven't been read yet, Sam. I was the first one. So, Janelle, your week, we do have the Page of Swords with the King of Swords. And then we do have the King of Wands. Those cards here are speaking that in terms of you executing, your plans, and especially your ambitions into the upcoming week, is going to face a lot of opposition. okay, in a sense of that it is just there are going to be some people either at your work or into your environment, whether through your family, Janelle, or whether, and I would love to kind of like understand how to pronounce your name, because I am certain it's not Janelle. I am certain of it, but it's just I don't know how to pronounce it. But in any case, yeah, you will kind of like have a hard time to kind of like get through to people, and that this you know, your advance into development, your advance into growth is going to cross certain conflicts and is going to sparkle certain conflicts. Those conflicts you cannot win in any way, okay? It's just they're pointless. Neither are people that are gonna be in a conflict with you are gonna win them, neither you are gonna win them. And so it's very important to just ignore these people. That's from one hand. Now on the other hand, you are going to come up to a very unlikely ally. Okay, very unlikely alliance is gonna forge up for you, you and somebody else. We can see that in between these two cards, and that is the catalyst, okay, because it's a friend with either of these two. And this person is very, very professional. In fact, this is what the alliance is, okay? You serve purpose for their life and they are serving purpose for yours, okay? So you are having a mutual, the word is not benefit, it's not a reason, use, okay? Mutual use from one another to forge that alliance. And this alliance is going to pretty much resolve a lot of concerns of yours. And one last thing for you. Okay, and one last thing for you, Janelle, is that it's about time for you to clean up your, or rather like clean out your social circle, okay? There are people that you don't need there, in a sense of that they are more of a burden than anything else. In fact, they are only a burden, and it's time for you to clean it out. Karen, thank you so much for the Melissa, for the $3 that are going into Melissa's account or for a Melissa's reading. Thank you, Karen. No, you don't have to be hermit. It is just, you know, don't allow other people to influence you into making your decisions. Of course, you know, you can take under consideration some suggestions and so on and so forth, but at the end, the choice must be yours. All right, if that's you two guys, I'm happy of it. Mattia, your card is the Lovers with the Page of Wands. Oh my god. So few stuff for you, Mattia, into the upcoming week. As an environment, the week is going to be very, very harmonious. Okay, in a sense of that it's literally everything that it is going on in there, you will be able to fit it in. Okay, but also there are going to be quite a few brand new experiences that you are to be offered to experience. Okay, so literally you have to be open for anything new that is going to come into this particular week. And also throughout the week, through these experiences, you're also going to be reminded of how strong you personally are. Now, if you are hoping for something romantic to show up, because we do have the Lovers card, possible, you know, to kind of like start seeing, not like start seeing a person. These cards are way too early for that. It's just someone may make an impression into you. But the thing it is that this person is going to be unlike anything you are. Okay, so let's say if you are rich, this person is going to be very poor. If you are used to do certain activities, that person is going to do a very different activities, and so on and so forth. And with the Lover's card, it comes to that: can you make the differences to make you special for one another or not? Also, you can expect certain concerns of yours and problems to dissolve, in a sense of that they're simply going to either lose relevance or they will start resolving themselves on their own accord. Karen, your week, 3 of Swords. Unfortunately, throughout the week, few things you will have to face, Karen. First thing that you will have to face is some kind of rudeness, okay, and a mental cruelty from certain people that you will have to deal with. And the other thing within the week with the 3 of Swords, it is what you will have to face. It's I could classify it as a fear, okay? I could classify it as a fear. It goes like that. It is just, it's gonna come up to unfoldment and development you have to be a part of, but it is just you are gonna be afraid of failing, and it is a fear, and you cannot allow this fear to twist and tango in your mind. It could be, you know, it could be kind of like a very a big mental cruelty where you are fed up straight away lies of how you're going to fail and all these kind of stuff, and you know, you kind of like allow this to get into your head. Or if it is your neighbor, you know, your neighbor may threaten you in a certain way, and you may allow these threats to tango in your mind, which you shouldn't. But yeah, it's not going to be a pleasant week for you, Karen. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry for it. Oh my God, Angelo, you should go and grab a few hours of sleep. Yeah, 5 hours of sleep. Pisces Moonbeam, to your question, 9 of Wands. No, it isn't. And moving next, we do have Ginger. So you are on a pins and needles for your week. Let's have a look. We do have the 9 of Swords with the 2 of Pentacles. Those couple of cards for you, Ginger. Yeah, you will have to go through certain stuff. Let me sip a coffee. Well, Taco, we are about to approach you, man. We are about to approach you. Right now, I'm a Ginger. You are the next one, okay? Well, let me kind of like have a sip of coffee and have a few inhales before I move forward. Right, so Ginger, yeah, I mean, into the upcoming week, you will have to face some consequences, and literally these are consequences. These are the consequences of the old ways, okay? The consequences of the old ways, literally how these cards are standing. And not much of an advice I can give you for it, aside from that you have to pretty much bear those consequences moving forward. With the 9 of Swords, that could be, for example, the fear of being left alone. That could be, for example, the fear of being fired from work. You know, the fear of something falling apart. But this fear is only going to be tangible, okay, if you do not live up to the consequences. So some kind of a old way, build up this momentum, you know, and you just have to deal with that momentum into the upcoming week. So the upcoming week is going to be tense for you, Ginger. But should you be able to live up to these consequences, things should develop for you rather very well by the end of this week. That's the bridge between the sun and the moon, exactly, yes. You couldn't have a better card to show it, okay? You couldn't have a better card to show it. Taco, your week, we do have the Chariot for you, man, with the Judgment, followed by the Three of Wands. I was very baffled when I saw these two, okay? I was very, very baffled when I saw these two. I said, wow, that doesn't make any sense. And when the Three of Wands came out, it literally clicked in, okay? It literally clicked in. Do you know what the message is? There is a better way to do it. There is a far easier way to do it. I don't know what I am talking about. Do you? I will wait for your response. Do you know what I am talking about here? Yeah, you definitely got this. Okay, Ginger, because the only thing that can make you fail, it is if you give up to the fear of those consequences. So, Taco, do you know what I'm talking about here? All right, so aside from that, there is a better way to do it, whatever that is, okay? Into the upcoming week is going to be a bit of a struggle for you to maintain expectations. That is going to be a thing there, and especially personal expectations. At some point, you may think that you are having it in control, okay? And you may find yourself being not as far as you may think you are, and you will have to make a double time. But that's all that it comes down to, okay? According to these cards throughout this week, it's highly unlikely that you're gonna lose something or you're gonna fail, okay? Or it's kind of like you're gonna find yourself with your back against the wall. It's just you will have to make a double time about it, and that way even is gonna feel sweeter than if you do usual progression, okay, or if you do a usual progress. But also, as we do have the Chariot and the Judgment, it's these two cards are forming very awkward elements of dignity. I haven't saw it before falling up in a reading, and when that comes about, it literally points that what you are doing right now, whatever those cards are referring to, and those cards are referring to a colossal effort right now, okay? It's just a colossal effort, something that it is holding by a thread, okay? It's how can I put it? I don't want to say it's irrelevant. It's inconsequential, I would say it that way. You may look at it as it's gonna have a big consequences for you, but it is inconsequential whatsoever. Even if you don't, even if you are unable to manage it, even if you are unable to finish it or to be successful with it, you will find something to replace it. That's literally what the upcoming week for you is going to be. But the biggest thing is that there is a better way for you to do whatever you're trying to do, and as well tackle the expectations. If you do keep your expectations low, you can never be disappointed. Okay, Kelly, your week, Kelly, with the King of Pentacles. A few things for you, Kelly. First of all, the week is going to be rather quite comfortable for you, and also you can expect some kind of investments to come your way. Those investments could be emotional investments, could be efforts as an investments, therefore somebody may help you, okay? It could be as well emotional, did I say it? It could be financial investments also. or some kind of an offer. But above everything else, the card carries on a guidance, and the guidance is, should you have not stabilized everything you're working on in your possessions right now, do not strive for anything new. If you are, for example, working right now full-time job, but you are planning to kind of like have something aside, you know, as a business, as a partial time job, first make sure that your full-time job is solid as it can be, and then try to develop the part-time job. Okay, if you are, for example, just introduced to somebody that you can be a friend with, solidify that friendship before you move to someone else to be a friend with. So you gotta take it one thing at a time. Danny, your card, Danny, that will be the Knight of Wands with the Empress card. Those two. And it's a pretty trivial reading, I would say. You have been, how can I put it into words, Danny? You have been, I would say that way, you have been idle for a very, very long time, and that time literally has to end into the upcoming week. And when I say idle, I don't mean like you are not doing anything. What I mean is that you are not allowing yourself to experience new stuff, to be enterprising, okay, or to face a enterprising events to be a part of your life. And therefore, into the upcoming week, you are going to have a chance to be a part of these enterprising events. Don't deny yourself that chance. Very, very interesting week is coming in front of you with interesting activities, okay, with interesting people to get introduced to. Be a part of all that. And one of these things are going to pretty much pose more interest than others. And that is going to be the thing that you should definitely be a part of. The rest could drop off your table, literally. Empress Queen, your card is the Four of Swords. So the upcoming week is going to be peaceful to the best of I can describe it, but the card also carries on a message for you, or a guidance, okay? So Empress Queen, if you are facing difficulty, that difficulty could be resolved in two ways. For the first way, how can be resolved that difficulty is by you being consulting yourself with a faithful and loyal companion. That is the how can I put it into words, the most not efficient, the word is not efficient, that is the budget way to go about it. But if you have the resources to seek out a professional to deal with your problem literally is going to be a concern, okay? Your concern and predicament is going to be literally annihilated. But it's going to be a peaceful week because your problems, domestic problems, okay, problems concurrent, is that a word? It's like problems that are repeating themselves. They are simply gonna leave you alone, at least for throughout this upcoming week. News Devon, your week it's 7 of Pentacles, also peaceful, but for another reason, okay? For you, you ain't gonna face problems. It's gonna be peaceful because this week is gonna leave you alone to decide is it worth it or not with the 7 of Pentacles. And also that card carries on some kind of an event which is lurking behind the corner, and maybe this is exactly the event that you will consider, is it really worth investing your time and effort and maybe money as well in, or not. But into the upcoming week, you're gonna learn what is the real game of giving and taking, that you cannot constantly give without taking anything from it, nor you can request always to take without giving anything for it. And therefore, that way you will regain back your spiritual balance, should that balance being disrupted up until this point and moment. Anna, your week is going to be the Six of with the Six of Wands, the King or the Queen of Cups, and then we do have the Knight of Cups. So we do have those three cards. quite of inconsequential week for you as well, Anna. I mean, the week is going to be very successful. I don't know if you are planning to do something, okay, or to develop rather something, whether in your work or you are about to date somebody throughout the week, is going to be very, very pleasant experience. You will reap rewards for that, and also you will consider it as like you are accomplishing a milestones, but it's going to be inconsequential because you can do without it as well. Now with it is going to be much easier, but is without it is also possible. Not to mention as well as with the card stand, let me show them to you one more time. Okay, as the card stands, we do have a twins of active enemies. Okay, so it will feel, first of all, it's gonna feel very rushed. It's like you are exposing yourself way too quickly, whatever that's supposed to mean. And the second thing that is gonna feel like, you know, you are performing under a pattern that is not exactly something you would love to really follow in a long run. And luckily it's not going to be something you will have to follow in the long run, just for the time being, just for the week, okay? But nonetheless, it's kind of like it's gonna feel abused rather than being accomplished with finesse, you know, and how can I put it into words, and with honest efforts. Angela, your week, Two of Cups, peaceful week as well, but for different reasons as well. Let me take a sip of coffee here. So, in the grand scheme of things, as an environment, Angela, the upcoming week, it is just people are going to be nice with you, okay? If you are having, say, conflicts with within your social circle, with your neighbors, you know, or with your colleagues, within the upcoming week, oh my God, I do apologize. So within the upcoming week, Angela, those conflicts are going to abate to a point where they are going to be almost non-existent, okay? That's one thing. The second one, though, it is that with the Two of Cups, I don't know if you are single or not, but definitely there is a chance for you to invite love in your life, intimate one, okay? So in both ways, whether you are single or not, you will have to put your pride and as well shyness on the shelf. Look at those two people, okay? What are they doing? They are reaching to one another, both of them, okay? So as much as you will expect the male to do their due, right? You have to do yours. It's like if you are closing on for a kiss and you have, let's say, 50 centimeters in between you two, you traverse 25, or rather like he traverses 25 and you have to traverse the other 25, okay? So it needs to have a mutual contribution, equal mutual contribution. And for that reason, you have to put your pride on the shelf, your shyness on the shelf, you know, these, how can I put it into words? Oh my God, the word just jumped off my mind. Old stereotypes, basically. Yeah, old stereotypes that, you know, the man should do the whole work or the woman should do the whole work. No, you both have to. Okay, you both have. If women are from Venus and men are from Mars, you have to meet on Earth, right? But the man cannot traverse your distance from Venus to Earth, nor you can traverse their distance from Mars to Earth. You have to meet on Earth. And so, yeah, these are the conditions under which the love is going to reignite, whether it is in existing relationship, whether where you are going to improve the love conditions, or whether it is a new love that has a chance to develop in your life. All right, let me reshuffle and moving to the last 4 readings from the super chat. Good night, Angela. I haven't saw you. Oh no, you haven't. You haven't left us yet. You're welcome. Okay, good night, Angela. I hope you have a nice rest, sleep, and you go through your shift tomorrow with rather ease. All right, so JT, your card is the Page of Swords with the World. And afterwards, we do have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you are. You are. I think I can give you. So, JT, this is a week of second chances that we do have in front of you. Okay, definitely a week of second chances. Whether these are second chances in work or whether these are second chances in career, you're definitely gonna have your opportunity here. But the thing it is that how can I put it into words? These second chances that you are gonna have, they're gonna lead you to a different environment. Let me tell you what I mean. Okay, so if you have a second chance in a relationship, okay, the relationship you establish with the very same person is going to be different from relationship you both broke from. Okay, or the job that you are going to have a second chance on is going to have a very different atmosphere and environment from the job you left, which is literally the same job or the same material aspect, but is going to have the same a different spiritual aspect. And you're going to feel like you will have to learn the whole thing from scratch, okay, from a ground zero. Oh my god, my nose is so itchy. So yeah, it will feel like you have to learn everything from a scratch, how to behave and how to act, you know, and what the other person likes or not, you know, what the job is expecting from you or not, and so on and so forth. And it may feel a bit scary, I can give you that, but actually this time around is going to develop with much more gainingful way. So this second chance is going to give you much more gainingful opportunity, much more gainingful enterprise in front of you than anything else. And that second chance, I believe, is more about saving something rather than resuscitating something. Okay, and maybe that is the very last chance you have to sustain it, to save it, to make it work. Because these two cards here we have, they are active enemies, and the simple message from them is you are not done yet with whatever you think it's over. You are not done yet. And the other two which we have, these two active friends, and they show that through a different approach, which is the guidance here, you gotta take on a different approach. Okay, this could, whatever it is not, whatever you are not done in yet, okay, can develop in a much more gainingful way. Right, next one, Sam Walsh, your week. We do have the Six of Swords with the page, with the Ace of Pentacles, with the Eight of Cups, those three cards. All right, Sam. the week is going to feel very risky, okay? And it's going to feel, for the lack of a better word, rather unnecessary. It's like I don't know how to put it into words. It's almost feel like a voluntary walk away, give up, voluntary giving up over something. This is the setup, okay? You're welcome, JT. So this is the setup, Sam. Let's say that you are working on something, right? Whether it is working to establish relationship, or whether it is you are working to establish business, okay, or working to grow up in the current business you're working for. Whatever it is, it does look like that you are steadily working over something. You may be working on school, you know, but there is something that you are consistently developing. And into this upcoming week is gonna feel like you will have to put it on a second gear for a reasons, and these reasons come from these two cards, okay? These reasons come from these two cards. Because what those two cards are pointing up here is that you are gonna hit a wall, okay? Because of these two cards. These are active enemies. And basically what they say, it is that within this week, you're not gonna have the opportunity to develop what is consistently developing up until this point. Because it's not going to be harmonious, and it's not going to be you're not going to have a, how can I put it into words, efficient or successful way to develop it. And just to give you an example how it may play out, let's say you are trying or working to establish a harmonious relationship with the person that you are dating, but that person, it's kind of like it's going somewhere, like for the week. They're not going to be around. So your opportunity to further the goal, it's gone. You don't like it, but it is what it is. So it's gone. And while the situation is unsatisfiable, okay, you have to do something with your time, and it's going to feel risky because with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Cups, you wouldn't know anything better to do, and so everything can feel boring. Leave alone that, you know, if it is about relationship and you decide to kind of like kill time by going out on disco bars and so on, it may feel risky. What if, you know, you fall for somebody else, right? So yeah, it's gonna be like that. And additional influence from these cards is that what if, you know, that opportunity never comes back again? It's going to. You just need to have a little bit of patience. So that's why the week is going to feel kind of like a sap rather than a progress. Caroline, your card, that will be the Magician with the Sun. And then we do have the Five of Cups. Those three cards for you, Caroline. So it's a great week for you, unlike anyone else that I read for. Unfortunately, this evening, the week for everybody from the super chat is gonna be either idle, inactive, or it's kind of like with some kind of a struggle. Not for you though, not for you. So into the upcoming week, you will have the chance to really build up your name and build up a sovereignty. Very common cards for about starting something, maybe recently, or you just about started a job, maybe you just about started seeing somebody, maybe you just about started kind of like developing some kind of an idea or talking with someone. They are very common for just about starting something, and they show that in these initial stages, okay, you will be able to build up your place, either build up your name, build up your resume, build up your influence, build up your sovereignty. Now, important thing here, it is to show up your intentions, or rather, like any action you do, it needs to be supported with a strong intentions and determination. So whenever you are about to do something, you have to show up to the world that you really want to do it. Another thing is that your communications are going to be really, really strong, Caroline, into the upcoming week. So if you want to go through certain people with ideas, with a vision, you know, or with a code of conduct, you definitely can do so. And on top of it, it seems that you are going to be as well a peacemaker. What I mean is that two conflicting parties, well, you will have the chance to make peace in between the parties, so everybody can work together. Because the happiness for you, or the happiness that is around you, is going to be your happiness. You won't be able to make yourself for this week, JT, it is for this week up until 15th. So the happiness, it's around you. Therefore, you are only going to be truly happy into the upcoming week, Caroline, this week that it is right now, if you make somebody else happy. Okay, for example, if you do have a child, if you do make your child happy, you will be truly happy as well. And the best thing that we can have, that we have into your week, Caroline, is that whatever happens, no matter how disappointing it may look like, it will not gonna be able to get to you. You will show true resilience coming up. Okay, it's highly unlikely that you are gonna lose motivation. It's highly unlikely that you are gonna lose sight as well, in a sense of what should come. Also, it's highly unlikely that you are going to lose purpose. It's going to be very, very strong week for you. And if you do have something in mind to do, that's the week for you to do it. And finally, Melissa, your week, we do have the Empress. A very comfortable week for you, Melissa. That card, by the way, implies that you are on a verge of the necessity to make a decision, to make a choice, how to go about in generally life. Okay. So if you are in such a situation, it's going to be best to withdraw from the midst of activities. What I mean is that, let's say that into the upcoming week, you will have to make a choice about your job, all right, about your career. Let's say that you will have to make a choice. Should I leave it? Should I leave my job or no? In order to make the best choice whatsoever, it is important that you do take a couple of days off, so you can withdraw from this activity. Therefore, the activity does not influence you, and so you can make the most well-found, balanced, and above everything else, a mature decision about the situation. Into the week, whatever you sow, you are gonna reap, whether bitter, whether sweet. So it's very important to have a true intentions. And when I say true intentions, those intentions needs to be true to yourself. If you are to help somebody but going against yourself, the only thing that you're gonna reap are a bitter fruit, because you are going against yourself. Okay. And finally, with the Empress, if you have, well, I can't say time, but my bottom line here for the Empress, Melissa, it is that this is a perfect week for you to structure a long-term plan, whether for business, whether for marriage, you know, whether for whatever it is, but a long-term plan sustained, or rather like developed into this week, 9th to 15th of May, are going to be executable should they be grounded and tangible. And that's literally gonna do it, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. It was quite of a long live, but I do enjoy it. Oh my god, it's 3 hours and 20 minutes. I think that's record, but I barely felt them. Okay, I barely felt them. And with that said, guys, thank you again so much for sticking around, for your support. Thank you for your generosity. Don't forget that I do love you, and we're going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.